Okay guys, happy Wednesday. I've decided to do a video from my backyard. I live in town and our yard is pretty small. So anyway, we'll get going here. Verso del día es Efesios 2, 8 y 9. Porque por gracia sois salvo por medio de la fe. Because by grace y'all are saved by means of faith. Y esto no de vosotros, pues es don de Dios. And that not from y'all, well, it's a gift of God. No por obras, para que nadie se glorie, not by works, so that no one can glorify themselves. How awesome is the gift of grace, salvation through God's grace, through faith in Jesus Christ. Bueno, ahora vamos con el verbo del día. El verbo de hoy es reciclar. Reciclar is what we're going to be studying this chapter, recycling, and that kind of things. So the verb of the day, go ahead and jot this down. It goes, reciclé, haste, o, amos, aron. I recycled. Reciclaba, abas, aba, abamos, aban. I was recycling. Reciclo, as, a, amos, an. I do recycle. Recicle, es, e, hemos, en. Oh, I hope you recycle. Muy bien. Just wanted to start off talking about the test. Apparently there was one I accidentally put two possible answers, so I added bonus points, 2 points, 2% to everyone's test. For some of you, you probably noticed there was something wrong. For some of you, probably have no clue and you're getting a free 2 points. So anyway, that is the last full test of the quarter. We're going to dabble in Unit 8-1 for a few days, and we're going to be focusing on a little project I've got for you. It's one I always love to finish the year with. But let's start. Let's go to Ecuador. 420, 420, and let's go to Ecuador and see in this lesson, what are we going to learn? We're learning about the world today, el mundo de hoy. In this lesson, you will learn to express what is true and not, discuss environmental problems, and talk about the future, actions, and events. And we're not going to do all of that. I think I'm just going to teach you the vocab and the future tense, and that'll be it for the year. Mira la foto, ¿qué ves? Look at the picture, what do you see? ¿Qué ves en el parque? What do you see in the park? Your answer? Veo, and name some things. Flores, veo personas, veo un chico, una chica. Bueno, number 2. ¿Qué ves en la distancia? What do you see in the distance? Veo montañas, árboles, I see mountains, trees, humo, some smoke maybe. ¿Qué hacen los chicos? What are the boy and girl doing? Están limpiando el parque. Están trabajando. They're working, cleaning the park. Están jugando o están trabajando? Are they playing or working? Están trabajando. All right, turn the page. All the blue words are new words. Here we go. Letter A. Hola, soy Nicolás y estoy trabajando de voluntario en el parque. Los otros voluntarios y yo queremos proteger la naturaleza, entonces estamos limpiando el parque. Mi amiga Renata está recogiendo la basura y poniéndola en el basurero. First blue word, trabajar de voluntario, means to volunteer, to work as a volunteer. Voluntario, duh. Proteger means to protect, la naturaleza, protecting nature. Recogiendo basura, recoger means picking up. Recoger is to pick up, recogiendo basura. Poniéndola en el basurero, and putting it in the trash can. All right, take a look. There's the word árbol. Reminds me of the word Arbor Day. Árbol, tree. Voluntarios, and basurero is the trash can. B. El smog. Es una de las causas de la destrucción del capa de ozono. Por el smog no respiramos aire puro. Algunos consumidores quieren ser más responsables y usan vehículos híbridos. Estos coches usan menos petróleo y no dañan tanto al medio ambiente. Okay? Smog. Any guesses? Very good. Destrucción. Yes, it means what you think it means. Capa de ozono. We call that the ozone layer. Respirar aire puro. Breathe pure or clean air. Consumidor. It's a consumer, one who buys. Responsable. Responsible. It's trying to imply here that you're more responsible if you buy a vehículo híbrido, a hybrid vehicle. If you want to know my opinion on that, it's not more responsible. It's just more expensive. Petróleo, oil. Dañar, to damage. So these cars use less oil and don't damage el medio ambiente, the environment. However, hybrids have batteries that have mercury in them. When you throw the battery away, it has mercury. Mercury is highly toxic. So I would kind of differ with their idea that a hybrid is safer for the environment. Anyway, you might disagree with me. Letter C. Es importante que no usemos todos los recursos naturales del mundo. Conservarlos es la responsabilidad de todos. Para conservar, nosotros reciclamos. El reciclaje es fácil. Recursos naturales, natural resources. It's important that we don't use all our natural resources del mundo, in the world. Conservar, to conserve, es la responsabilidad. It's the responsibility of everybody. In order to do that, we reciclar. Verbo del día. Reciclaje es fácil. Recycling is easy. All right, then you have a couple of pictures of some nasties. Contaminación. Yeah, it means contamination. Another word we use in English typically is pollution. Deforestación. Deforestation. That is cutting down all the trees and not allowing any to grow up or plant any. Reciclar, obviously, is to recycle. Here's some things you can recycle. Cartón. Vidrio. Glass. Cartón is cardboard. Papel. Latas. Cans. Aluminio. Aluminum. Those are some things you can recycle. D. Es sumamente importante que protejamos las selvas y las especies en peligro de extinción. Poco a poco el mundo pierde sus bosques por la deforestación, los incendios forestales. ¿Qué puedes hacer tú para ayudar? Sumamente means very, very, very. It's very important that we protect las selvas, the jungles, and the especies en peligro de extinción, the species that are in danger of extinction. Poco a poco, little by little, the world is losing its forests. Deforestation, that's people just clear cutting, and incendios forestales. Forest fires also ruins the forest, obviously, but God also created forest fires to a degree, the natural ones, that they replenish the forest. So there is a balance there. Not all forest fires are bad. Obviously, lighting them is very bad, and it's dangerous for the people living by and the firefighters, no doubt. But that's some seeds they only spring forth once a fire hits them. All right, and then you have a picture of a tortuga and the ocelote. Ocelote is a beautiful cat. Not a good pet for a house cat, although some people try to do it. They are wild animals. Turn the page. We're going to do one activity, and that will be it for vocabulary in our class today. Activity 1. I want you to just say these out loud. It's going to be real easy. You don't need to write these down. I want you to just say them. Medio ambiente. Decide cuál es la categoría apropiada para las siguientes palabras. Decide which is the appropriate category for the words. So you have 3 choices. All right? The model says aire puro, air. Is air a recurso natural, a natural resource, a problema, or a solución? Obviously, air is a resource. It's not a problem, and it's not a solution, unless the solution is I'm suffocating. Number 1, árbol. That is a recurso natural. Deforestación. That is a problema. Voluntario. That is a recurso natural and that is a solución. Because a voluntario is a human. A human is a resource, as well as a volunteer is a part of the solution. Incendios forestales. Problema. El bosque. You're like, what's bosque mean? Bosque means forest. Forest is a bunch of árboles put together. I would say that is a recurso natural, a natural resource. Number 6, el smog. Problema. Reciclaje. Parte de la solución. It is part of the solution. Reusing things is a good idea. La destrucción del capa de ozono. Destruction of the ozone layer. I wonder, is that a problem? It could be. Petróleo. Petróleo. Petróleo means petroleum or oil. That is definitely a recurso natural. Some people would say it's a problema. I do not agree with them. Conservar. Conserving. That is a solución. Vehículos híbridos. Well, some people think it's a solución. Some people think it's a problema. You say what you think it is. Selva. Selva is the jungle. That is a recurso natural that we need to protect, that we necesitamos proteger. We need to protect the jungle. naturaleza, nature. It's a recurso natural. Okay, from here, we're going to start our piñata project. Now, every year, I love finishing off the year doing the piñata project, and we spend about 3 class periods working on it, and then 1 day breaking it, and that's about how much time we have left. Now, we're going to spend each day doing a little bit, because you can't do it all in 1 day, you have to wait for it to dry, etc. And so why don't you come with me to another part of my house, and we'll start working on the piñata. Okay, welcome to my kitchen. This is going to be day 1 of the piñata, Wednesday. Some items you're going to need before you start your piñata. Yeah, you're going to need a little flour, not a ton, probably a cup or 2. You're going to need some candy. You don't necessarily need that on the first day. It depends on which kind of piñata you're doing. Maybe you may need some tape. You're going to need a bowl to mix it in. You're going to need some newspaper. Perhaps you have one of these books. Pretty much any pages that we haven't done up till the homework, which is due on Friday. Let's see, what is that page? Did I write that down? Anything before the 300, anything before 300 you can use, or some old-fashioned newspaper as well. See, I have my cabinet covered up here. You're going to need something called agua. All right, that's going to be real important. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to first off decide, am I going to do a balloon piñata? Because that could be it. And if you choose to do the balloon piñata, the balloon will be your base. You're kind of limited in the shape of your piñata, but you don't need your candy till the last day. You can also do a cardboard piñata. I don't have any cardboard here, but you can actually design your piñata according to, with some tape, maybe some duct tape or some masking tape, as well as cardboard, and you can do a very light layer of paper mache on top of that. Then we also have the way that I'm going to actually do it today is starting with the candy. So let me just set my camera down here, and now some of you probably already know how to do this and even better than I do, but I'm going to do it the way we did it when I was in 10th grade, and I'm going to actually try to reenact that piñata. We made a caimán. Caimán is a basically kind of like an alligator. So I start, and I'm going to just start with the belly. So I'm going to put my candy right in the middle. It's a lot of gum. I don't know if I'll put that much gum. Some candies right there in the middle. Now, you do not have to do it this way. If you're starting with the balloon, you do not need to do it this way on the first day. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use this as the center piece of my piñata. And I'm just going to wrap this puppy shut. This is actually just going to be the belly. Now, I'm not exactly, Senor Embers with the best artistic talent, but what we got going here is the center part of the piñata. Belly. Oh, there's Joe Biden. I hope he doesn't mind if I tape him up a little bit. Alright, so this is going to end up being... I got the camera on there. This is probably going to get fairly long. So I'm going to actually build the alligator around this, and I'm probably not going to show you every single part of that. The other thing you can do is the traditional balloon. Once again, you're stuck with the shape of the balloon, and you can only modify it a little bit. that balloon destroyed real quick. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you. Let's see, do I have any other balloons? I sure do. Let's go with that pink one. So you get your balloon, whatever size you want it to be, tie that puppy up, and then you're going to want to start to make your mixture. What you do is you just take some flour, dump it in the bowl. I put in, let's say, about a cup and a half. Then I go over to the sink, pour in water to my taste, really about 2 parts water to 1 part flour. So, is that visible from the camera?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Si, senor.
All right. So, I just got it. You know, it's not an exact science, but I get it. So yeah, it is pretty disgusting. Textures don't really bother me, so I just get it so most of the flour melts down. And then what I'm gonna do, if you're doing the balloon, and usually most of the students do the balloon. Some people do the cardboard. The cardboard, you're not gonna need that many. So what you would do is you'd take your pleasure book or your workbook, take out a couple of the pages, you know, whatever it is, and you just make some strips out of them. Okay, so you just make some strips. Boom, I got my strips. And then you're just going to dip it inside. Now, this is, I'm not going to be able to do my alligator quite yet with this, but say I was doing one of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just lightly take off the excess, and I'm going to place it on top of the balloon. Now, a lot of guys that are not, that are more in a rush, they just kind of like, can I just take an entire slice of paper? It's not going to turn out nice and smooth, and these things actually have to dry out over a series of days. So we're going to have to put paper mache on for a couple days, probably, unless you spend a long time with it at once. Normally in class we only have about 45 minutes to work on it. So I don't know how much time you have, but a little at a time each day. And you want to smooth out the wrinkles as much as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, it depends. If you want a rough look, you can have that rough as well. But what you're going to do is you're going to cover this entire balloon several times. I would say probably about 5 to 6 layers, and then just let it dry. So it takes time to do this, and I know you probably don't want to watch me doing the whole entire thing. So I guess I'll pause the video, then I'll come back and I'll show you where I'm at.